Initially it was a project which the Esme Fairbairn Foundation and the Henry Smith Charity came together, two big English charitable trusts, joined forces to see what they could do to make a real positive contribution to life here in Northern Ireland. 10 years after the ceasefire, that the community and voluntary sector needed maybe some new thinking, needed a bit of new civic and community leadership, and also people needed investment to tackle long-standing issues that were impacting life here in Northern Ireland.
Out of that we had founder members, 15 founder members, and Esme Fairbairn and Henry Smith supported us with a pot of money. And what they said is, together as a group, could you develop leadership in Northern Ireland? And so we set about developing the Xchange. The concept behind the Xchange was to develop other leaders within Northern Ireland. And part of that, what we did was to have summer schools, a bit like here today, and also to support other leaders with small grants to develop their leadership.
It was the ideas that the individuals had. These individuals had shown capacity, shown leadership, shown commitment. We wanted to invest in those individuals who had ideas that the foundation thought could make a real positive contribution.
My project's called Women's Work, and it's about addressing the lack of diversity in the music industry. It was about addressing inequality, gender gap in pay, the lack of representation of women, but it kind of opened up into a wider thing across the arts and women in general in society. I brought it to Xchange at last year's summer school through their Invest programme. The money allowed me to run a festival, the first ever festival celebrating women in music. We had guest speakers such as Jessica Hopper, director at MTV, and she came here to little Belfast from Chicago. We also had Addie Nightingale, a veteran radio DJ from BBC Radio 1. Just saying, you can do it. And Xchange helped me make that happen, and Belfast be part of that discussion. That little bit of belief in what I had inspired me to try and run this on an annual basis.
The Xchange programme, broadly speaking, is about making Northern Ireland a better place. So when they asked me what I thought would make Northern Ireland a better place, I thought more people being involved in publicly participating in democracy. The more people who engage in democratic discussions and dialogue, the better. The more ideas that we get brought forward, the better for our democracy. And I really genuinely believe that more people participating in democracy will make Northern Ireland a much better place. They supported me to do a project on public participation in democracy, and I chose to do that by encouraging and convincing the Assembly to introduce a system of direct electronic petition.
I think it's given people a platform. It's given funding, has helped people to be themselves, to make change at a very, very basic level. But also we've touched so many different lives, the participants that we worked with, the people who we have actually funded, and just the whole spread has gone through at a very different level, because oftentimes it's coming from top down, or it's sideways. This has become right from the bottom up and right where society needs it, right on the ground. I think for me personally, what it is, it's about the end result. Over the Hill was about providing a platform for older musicians and working also with people with dementia. And I couldn't have done that without Xchange, but we wanted to make sure that that whole thing was out for society as a whole. And the Xchange summer schools are really a way of changing conversations at a grassroots level, allowing people to participate and allowing them to make the difference and the change they want to be themselves.
I was one of the original 15 cohorts who were involved in discussions which led up to the Xchange project. So Xchange, which is helping a lot of other people get started with their social visions. Northern Ireland has a lot of people who have very entrenched positions, and the idea was to try and be a wee bit disruptive, a wee bit more encouraging, to open a few more doors for other people and other ideas, and I think that's been largely successful.
The two main areas we focused in on, one was convening people around summer schools, and the second was investing in more individuals. We also put in place a mentor and support programme for those people who wanted support, not only financial but wanted mentoring support. The individuals that we've been able to support and their ideas, some of them have really flourished and prospered. We've seen projects on the ground prosper, we've seen policy change, and we've seen other ideas that are still working their way through.
We're We're about promoting the idea and the concept of collaboration and the need for greater collaboration within the community and voluntary sector to be able to tackle some of the pressing and complex issues that leaders today in the sector are faced with dealing. And those of us playing leadership roles within the sector need to have the capacity, the understanding of the significance of collaboration, and then a set of tools and skills and mental models that support leaders to be able to encourage greater collaboration.
The Xchange programme is very much inclusive. It feels like a society where you've got lots of contact with other people, with mentorship. They seem to understand projects, particularly small projects, and very supportive of that. CO3 invited me to attend along with other people on the Xchange with a view to, it always refreshes you when you go onto a leadership course because you can get a bit jaded and tired and you need a bit of motivation, and coming together and giving you more skills helps you push your projects further. So it sort of supports the funding. So they fund you and they also support you to give you the training to take it forward. And that's what this course is doing today.
I became involved in the Xchange when I was nominated to apply to their grant programme. I applied as an individual artist. I applied for a sum to support me while I work for a period of time exclusively on my art. So in a sense it was a way for me to buy myself time free from the sort of usually stifling kind of economic concerns that a lot of artists have to deal with. There are a lot of services that are a part of the Xchange, but also you become part of a peer group, and that enables you to, to share the contacts of the peers who you meet in the Xchange.
I think the entire programme has been really, really beneficial to me, and learning new skills, learning how to lead a project, learning how to manage a project. And so I really wanted to build on the skills I've developed over the last couple of years through Xchange and through Xchange's support. I think the benefits of something like this are it gets you to think outside of your own job and your own sort of day-to-day work. So it's good to think more broadly about how you actually think and how you work, and trying to develop those skills. It's important to take time to try and do that.
I think looking to the future, the valuable lessons about investing in fledgling ideas and good ideas, about investing in people. I think that type of mentoring, interventions at the right time which support people and initiatives. And I think the summer school has proved to be a real success. There's a lot can be learned from that process over the last 2 to 4 years.
I think that, first of all, I benefited myself, because one of the things about it is in your day and daily tasks, where do you get the space to be supported, to have thinking time, to have action time, and to actually have some finance to support you in developing your leadership. And that's what I believe we've done for quite a number of other people.
The incredible ideas that have now got off the ground, I think it's going to be 5-10 years before we can really feel the full worth of all of that, which is great, very exciting to watch.
Coming away from a conference with something that makes you think, that can make you move forward, and maybe change not only yourself but society as a whole, is a very positive thing.
It's been a journey. It's taken a lot of volunteer effort from all the Xchange members. I've gained hugely from it, and I know some of my colleagues that I've worked with going back to 2009 and still work with from across Northern Ireland have gained an awful lot. So yeah, it's been a real success.